So, sorry for being a few days late on this news, along with not having an actual video up for a bit, just been a bit busy recently. I mean, nobody watches these anyway, but I am excited about this, so I'm going to talk about it. 4 days ago, the Bandai Namco Arts channel posted a short teaser announcing a complete Blu-ray box for Suisei no Gargantia. The series has already had Blu-ray boxes for the original series and the OVA movie. This seems like something much bigger. Be warned though, I can't read Japanese, so most of the information from here is Google translated. The title of the video reads Suisei no Gargantia Complete Blu-ray Box, released on February 25th. So yeah, looks like Gargantia is getting a fancy new re-release in form of a box set. The description of the video goes into detail about what will be included in the set, but I'll go into that in a minute as the official Japanese website also posted about the box. So if you go on their website, they have an advertisement for the box right there on the homepage. And if you click on it, it has its own whole separate page. If you scroll down a bit, they have this cast comments section, which is basically a small Q&A with the Japanese voice actors of Leto and Amy. Again, I had to Google translate all of this, so it's not perfect, but I think it's easy enough to figure out what they're trying to say. So Kaito Ishikawa, the voice of Leto's first question was, "It's been about 10 years since the project for Suisei no Gargantia was launched. Looking back, what kind of work is Suisei no Gargantia for Mr. Ishikawa?" To which he replied with, "I think it's my starting point. However, I think this work is the best animation work regardless of my personal subjectivity in life. The universe, the earth, history, culture and various settings overlapped, and there was certainly another world on the other side of the screen, not just making an animation. Being able to get involved is a miracle work." And I assume that just means he considers it a miracle that he was able to get involved in the show. From what I can tell, Ishikawa was always relatively active when it came to Gargantia. He would always do interviews and go to events and things, so it's nice to hear things like this from him. I mean, obviously he's not going to openly badmouth the show, but it seems like he does genuinely care. His next question was, what is the most memorable scene for Mr. Ishikawa when he played Red? And when it says Red, it does mean Leto. Sometimes translations tend to have a problem with translating Leto's name like that, so when you see the word Red, it does mean Leto. Anyway, his answer was, "I remember all of the scenes, but if you want to force me, it's the scene when I first spoke the Earth language. I remember the time of dubbing so strongly that I could clearly remember it, and I think it was the moment when I was able to play a role for the first time." And yeah, that makes sense. Although Ishikawa did do various voices before, Leto was his first leading role, so it makes sense that he'd remember it so well and that he'd feel that way. And although I can't be a true judge of this because Japanese isn't a language I'm overly familiar with, I do think he did a good job with Leto and expanded the character with his voice. I mean, the scene he's talking about when Leto first says thank you to Amy, that is one of the more recognisable scenes from the show, and that's all because of his performance. Anyway, he continued by saying, "Also, I think that the last chamber is memorable to everyone, but personally, the scene of a serious fight on the deck with the chamber was impressive." And this is clearly when Google Translate has some problems. I mean, I assume he's talking about Chamber's last scene in the first part, which if you've seen the show you'll know what that is, but in the second half of his statement I'm not sure what scene he's talking about. So Ishikawa's last question was, "Please give a few words to the fans of Suisei no Gargantia who have been loved for a long time." I assume that's supposed to mean fans who have loved the show for a long time and have remained interested for so long? And if that's the case,
That's me. He's talking about me.
I'm Kaito Ishikawa, who played Leto. Don't know why the translation got it right in this one instance, but okay. This work is the first work that I starred in the TV anime series, and I am very fond of it. However, I think that this is a work that can be truly enjoyed even without such a favour. All the setting proofs are detailed, and there are many settings even in the parts that are not drawn in the animation, and this world is made up of that. What I can feel by touching this work is the feeling that Gargantia is another reality. See you in Gargantia again. Now, this answer really made me happy, because one of the things that I think really makes the property of Gargantia special is the sense of community the Gargantia fleet is given, and the way the show values its side characters. Although I can't understand all the external media, it does a lot in expanding characters not given enough focus in the show due to the short runtime. The logbooks have character novels, Bello's got her own manga, in episode 14 Richard got more backstory, in the sequel movie they gave time to show Saya's family. There are a lot of characters that even if they aren't named, show up multiple times and it really makes them feel real. I think this is one of the more underappreciated aspects, but to me Gargantia really makes every individual feel important, and that's something I really like about it. Those words that Ishikawa gave at the end, Gargantia is another reality, I really appreciate that. This is a VA that really understands the show. Next up were the questions of Hisako Kanemoto, the voice actor of Amy. She was asked the same questions as Ishikawa in the same order, so I'll focus more on her answers. When asked about her thoughts on the show after about 10 years, she answered, "The fleet city that goes over the sea is full of romance, and the brightness and sturdiness of the people living there are dazzling, and I sincerely longed to live in this world." She probably said that with much more enthusiasm than my voice is capable of, so sorry for that. I was able to get involved in a wonderful work and it remains a strong part of my life. I also went to various places at events, etc. and I had the opportunity to hear the creative stories of the director and other people involved in the production, and I was able to learn the depth of this work with the fans. That was also a valuable experience. I like what she said about talking with the staff and the fans about the show. Once again makes it feel like the people behind the show really do care, both about the products that they're making and the people that enjoy it. When asked about her favourite scene, Kanemoto replied, "The 6th episode of the carnival is impressive. I feel relaxed as Red, aka Leto, and Chamber work hard and interact with the people on the ship, and I like the lively atmosphere of the fleet's festival, and the dancer's costume was cute. I was drawn into a very beautiful scene such as the beauty of the night, starry sky and mysterious music that Leto and Amy saw. And when she was asked if she had anything to say to the long-time fans, she replied, "It's been 10 years since the project was planned, and we can bring the world of Gargantia to everyone again. I am very happy that many people loved me, and thank you for your continued support. I hope you enjoy it together." And indeed I will enjoy it. I may not be in Japan to get the full experience, but I will celebrate anyway. So next is the production section, which I think really gives the box set the complete title. So the box will include the original 13 episode show, the episode 14 and 15 OVAs, and the OVA sequel. Also includes the entire Chibi series, which is good to know. So you are getting all of the animated content, which did already have Blu-ray releases, but it's still nice to have it all in one set. Besides the animations though, there is of course a lot of bonuses that will be included. This includes novels, drama CDs, the series soundtrack, commentaries and other things. So yes, this is very much a collection for fans. Aside from what's included in the box itself, there also seems to be what looks like purchase bonuses. So you'll get different special items included when you buy the box set from different sites, so that's cool. For now, I do believe this is all Japanese exclusive. There is a chance that it may receive some kind of international version, but if that happened it probably wouldn't have as much as the Japanese version. Unless they want to officially translate all the novels, which please do. But yeah, I don't think there's really enough demand outside of Japan to make something like this worth bringing over. I mean, as much as I love it personally, nobody knows what Gargantia is. Production IG themselves have way more popular shows to invest in, and especially on the wider anime scale, Gargantia is buried deep. I do really wish the show got another chance to gain some more recognition worldwide, but I don't know. One thing though, as somebody who owns them themselves, I can say that the original Japanese Blu-rays for both the original show and Far Beyond the Voyage did have English subtitles. So there's a chance they'll be in this as well, as they can just port them straight over. The original subtitles were only for the main show, so you couldn't watch any of the extra stuff. So unless they decide to put in the extra effort this time, it might end up being the same deal. But regardless of international availability, I am very excited for this. I mean, I don't need an excuse to buy and watch the show again, but I'll take it. This is just one of those things though that makes me a bit sad that I'm not in Japan. I want to buy it first hand so they can have my money, but I can't really do that. And there's other things like that lottery for a signed shirt that I would jump all over. I did look around a bit, and CD Japan has the complete box set for pre-order on their site, so that's something. And I'm sure if I really wanted those purchase bonuses, I could ask on Otsukai, or they would be put on the internet somewhere someday. But it's always a bit of a shame to have to go through extra steps like that. Well, in the end, I'm happy that this show is seeing some sort of light again. This may just be a one-time thing that won't result in anything else in the long run. And technically it is just a re-release, not anything new, but I'm glad it exists in the first place. This show means a lot to me. I love it, I really do. It's one of my favourite things in general. And just to have something Gargantia related to look forward to in 2021, that's amazing! You can guarantee that I'm getting my hands on this one way or another. I've been Tales of Gargantinaria, or TOG for short, and always remember to give fresh water to the one who catches the fish. Or in this case, give your money to the people that make the shiny new box set.